Back to the climate crisis, and it's hoped that electric cars will be the future of road travel. But new research says that there aren't enough specially trained mechanics to repair and maintain them. By 2030, petrol and diesel vehicles will no longer be sold. But the Institute of the Motor Industry says we'll be facing a shortfall in more than 35,000 qualified technicians. Tim Muffet has been investigating.
I'm at an electric vehicle training facility in North London. And when it comes to the total number of cars on the road, electric and hybrid vehicles still account for a small proportion. But it's the growth in the sales of electric cars that has convinced many that electric is where the future lies. Now, that will pose a lot of challenges on the charging infrastructure, and we hear a lot about that, but not so much about the challenges of maintaining and servicing those electric cars. And there are fears that with current rates of training, there's going to be a shortage of people able to do just that.
James likes his electric car, but getting it serviced and maintained involves a long journey.
I bought the car in Llandudno Junction, that's North Wales, and they don't repair or maintain there, they just sell them. So I've always come across the border into England to Chester to have the car looked after and maintained.
A 30-mile round trip, which James says is his only viable option.
It's a bit of a faff. There was actually one time where the car broke down and it was recovered back to my local dealer, and they turned around and said they couldn't accept it because they can't repair it. So it was then shunted back off to Chester for repair.
Here we've got our battery. It's surrounded in a nice metallic cage. Why do you think?
Mechanics who work on an electric vehicle or a hybrid like this one need special training.
The most important thing is safety, really. Within these vehicles there are high voltage batteries, there are motor generators, so we're talking a couple of hundred volts at a minimum, about the same voltage as mains electricity.
These mechanics believe the cost of this training will pay off in the long term.
We are seeing a very large amount of vehicles coming to our workshops now, electric and hybrid. They have broken down. In my area, I personally do not know of anyone who is electric or hybrid trained.
So this is drive to the wheels, drive shafts either side.
Well, it's becoming the future now, and it's going to become the future more quickly. And I personally don't know many people who are trained in electric vehicles.
We've got our 1, 2, 3 phases.
Have you had people coming in with electric vehicles which have been misdiagnosed?
Yes. We see about at least 2 or 3 a month. I had one last week actually, and we found out the car had a problem with the water pump, and someone diagnosed it to be a head gasket issue. Most of the technicians are all, they've been trained on working on petrol cars and diesel cars. They don't want to really go on training.
We call this power split device. Yeah?
From 2030, the government says the sale of new petrol and diesel cars will be banned. So the increase in sales of electric vehicles, which we're already seeing, is expected to accelerate. But the Institute of the Motor Industry predicts that by 2030, we'll need 90,000 qualified technicians to service those electric vehicles. The problem is, with the current rate of training, it predicts there'll be a shortfall of more than 35,000.
Electric vehicle manufacturers often sell service and repair plans as well, but Neil runs an independent garage.
We've got this in for a diagnostic check.
And says many are bringing their electric and hybrid vehicles to him.
Even some of the main dealers, they don't all know how to work on electric vehicles. Even though manufacturers sell them, not all the techs are trained in them. So it becomes an issue to book them in. So that's where we come into play, that they come into independents like us to try and book the cars in.
Although electric vehicles have fewer moving parts than those powered by a petrol or diesel engine and often require less servicing, they bring their own challenges.
The battery cells and things that are coming out now are new technology or are newer things, and they're changing, evolving all the time. In order for us to get wiring diagrams, data, what we need to fix electric cars is difficult at the moment.
Tell me which one of those has got the plus and which has got the minus.
Thatcham Research is a not-for-profit organisation that promotes car safety. It runs electric vehicle training courses for anyone in the auto industry. This session's being run for members of staff.
There is a skills gap and many predict it will get worse by 2030. How confident are you that that skills gap can be closed?
I think it can be. I think what does need to happen is significant investment needs to be brought in to train the industry to be able to deal with repair, maintenance services of electric vehicles. There's significant investment going into infrastructure for charging. That same investment needs to be made into skills.
Powering electric vehicles is one thing. Keeping them serviced and maintained is the other huge challenge facing this industry.
Now, the government says it has already launched a number of initiatives aimed at boosting the number of mechanics who are qualified to service and work on electric vehicles, and it's also endorsed an industry-wide scheme designed to do just that. But for those mechanics who are going to undergo this special training, what's it like? How different is it? Brittany, you're about to start your electric vehicle training, aren't you? Why have you decided to do it?
After I finished my level 3 apprenticeship, I decided to just do hybrid and electric vehicles to work, because that's the new technology that we're working towards to, and I just want to be fully prepared and safe to work on them.
You mentioned safety there. I mean, the battery is some of them 400, 800 volts. That's higher than mains electricity, which is 230 volts or so. How big a deal is that?
I mean, there's like 94% of technicians out there that are not fully trained to work on high voltage vehicles, and I want to work safely. So I'm doing the training with North London garages so I can know what I'm doing and to keep myself safe and my colleagues.
Okay, well, best of luck with it, and it's just going to be very interesting indeed. Thanks ever so much indeed. Well, as we heard, there are fears that unless more people such as Brittany do undergo this training, that in years to come there'll be a real shortage of people able to service and maintain electric vehicles, and clearly this is the direction in which the car industry is going.
Tim Muffet reporting there. Well, we're just hearing, as reported by Reuters, that the German Environment Ministry spokesperson has said that Germany will not today sign the zero-emission cars declaration. Obviously, a huge part of their manufacturing economy with a very successful car industry in Germany. But they're saying at the moment they won't sign that zero-emission cars declaration. We know, though, of course, that today's first draft is going to go through a lot of change. It is just the beginning before the end of this week with a number of drafts